Have you ever thought about your death day? You're like, what? Yeah, you heard me correctly. Have you ever thought about your death day? The day that you will die. It's not a very happy thought, is it? Maybe a better way to ask the question, or a more insightful question to ask, is what would change about your life if you knew that you were going to die today or tomorrow? What, if anything, would you change about your life if that day was near, even today? There's an interesting movie. It's called Happy Death Day. So you can assume what it's about. If you haven't seen it, it's kind of, it's meant to be like a comedy and a horror movie. Now, to be honest with you, I'm not a big horror movie person. I don't really like them. But this particular movie, I really do like. And it's not that scary. Not for kids, though. But the movie is about this young lady. Her name is Tree. And Tree, similar to the movie Groundhog's Day, she wakes up every day and she lives the same day over and over again. The only catch is she dies that day. Every day she dies in a different way because she's murdered. You're probably thinking, Father, this is not on my bingo card for what I thought I was here at Mass. But it's interesting because she's a college student, she's living this day, and she kind of at first, after she gets over the fear and the anxiety of how she's going to die that day, she starts to just kind of have fun with it. But eventually, something happens. She gets hurt, she's brought to the hospital, and the doctor does all these scans in her body, and he discovers all of this trauma. And what she learns, and what you as the viewer learn, is that all of the ways in which she died on the relived days before still have impacted her body. And the doctor says, you shouldn't even be alive. It's like you've been through 5 car accidents. Little does he know, she kind of has. Right? But what you learn from that moment is that this young lady, Tree, only has so many days. She only has so many days to solve her murder, because in order to live to the next day, she's got to solve the one who's going to kill her, right? That's the whole point of the story. And she only has so many of these days to do it. And if she doesn't do it in time, she won't live to the next day. She won't even have the chance to relive the day again. So all of a sudden, she no longer takes this day lightly. She starts to live with urgency. She's like, I got to figure it out. I got to figure this out so I can continue my life. The other thing that I like about the movie is that over time, as she relives this day over and over again, it puts a microscope on certain things. It magnifies her weaknesses, and she starts to learn things about herself that she never saw before. For example, that she's very unkind. She's a mean person, and she doesn't like that. And as the days go on, she not only learns that she's not kind, she's also very self-absorbed, only worried about herself. And then as it goes on, you discover, because of her mother had passed away earlier in the movie, and she has this strained relationship with her dad. And so they're distant. And so one of the things I like about this movie is she doesn't like this stuff. She doesn't like that she's not kind. She doesn't like that she's self-absorbed. She doesn't like that if this was her last day, she would die with not a very good relationship with her dad. So she starts to change. And so much so that by the end of the movie, she's kind. She's compassionate. She's not self-absorbed. She's actually very selfless. And she learns how to reconnect with her father. All because she was faced with her own death, her own mortality. If I were to summarize our gospel today in our first reading, I would do it this way. Jesus says to us, I'm paraphrasing, time flies, be ready. Time flies, be ready. You have no idea the day or the hour that the Lord will call you home. So be ready. See, I think one of the things, and this is the two lessons we can learn from the scriptures and from that movie, is the first is because we don't know the day or the hour, we can't pretend or we can't live with this false reality that we always have tomorrow. Because there might not be a tomorrow for some of us. We have to live with a certain urgency, that we have to kind of be serious about our salvation, be serious about our own growth and holiness. But the second one is this. Not only do we have to be urgent about it, when I ask that question, what about your life would change, if anything, if you knew your death was today or tomorrow, and you're thinking of things, I would do this differently. I would ask forgiveness from that person. I would offer forgiveness to that individual. That's the thing to change. That's the thing that needs focus right now. And so my encouragement for you and me is this. All of us have things in our life that we think, I would like to do this better. I would like to grow in holiness in this way, or I would like to reconnect with that person. Don't wait. Don't wait. We might not have the time we think we have. Do it today, not tomorrow. Like I said before, Jesus gives us this very simple message today. Time flies. Don't wait. Be ready. You know, we've been talking about these different things. Love God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, with all your strength. Love your neighbor as yourself. Give your full heart to Jesus. Jesus doesn't want us to wait to do these things. He wants our hearts now, not tomorrow. So don't wait, my friends. Do it today.